Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Universe B. If you're new here, I'm B, and we are today going to be talking about the new game, Spirittea. I am really excited to talk to you about this game because the last time I just did the beginning playthrough and I was sick and I was kind of grumpy, and I have had some time to really think about and collect my actual thoughts. So today's video is going to be a review, and I'm also going to give you some of my tips and tricks to make it easier for you when you start playing the game, because I actually really like the game. I think it's a really fun mix of kind of Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, and it has some really good elements. Like, it has a more specific environment because you're like creating a bathhouse. There's lots more storyline, I guess, to play through than there is in something like Animal Crossing or even Stardew Valley, where it's really open world. So this game actually has like a pretty consistent storyline that you slowly play through, and I kind of like that. So let's get into the game and reviewing it and telling you all of my tips and tricks so that you can have a great time playing it too. So get ready, grab your little drink. And yeah, let's play. So that was the map. So here I am. You can see I've played about 24 days in the game, and it is 6 in the morning. I still find the sleep function to be a little bit wiggly, but here is kind of my review of the game. So at the beginning, it's kind of hard because there's not a lot of useful directions. You're kind of meant to figure a lot of stuff out. So for instance, you probably saw during my playthrough that I didn't understand sleeping. And it seemed like they didn't give you the sleep explainer until you had become exhausted and, like, it was already a problem, basically. So that's one of my, like, biggest things. Like, it helps you meet the people. It helps you, like, kind of get to know the bathhouse. But a lot of stuff, like, for instance, where to sit spirits, it tells you don't sit some spirits next to each other, but it doesn't tell you how to figure out which spirits to sit next to each other. I've kind of just been doing it by trial and error. Maybe there's actually a way that I'm supposed to know for sure, but I haven't found it. Another kind of gripe I have with this game is that the stores are closed a lot. So, like in Stardew Valley, the store is closed, like the main store is closed on Wednesdays, but then the rest of the time it's open from like 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. I actually haven't figured out if the stores have a consistent open and close schedule. I believe this store opens around 10. But usually at 9 p.m. it's still kind of open, but it just depends if someone's standing there. It's really difficult to know. What is today? It's Wednesday. Okay. I need to do something in the middle of the night on. In the middle of the night on Sunday. Another kind of complaint I have about the game is that there's a lot of waiting. So right now, today, I'm not rushing to the bathhouse, mainly because I'm kind of chatting with you. But so you can open the bathhouse whenever you want. But if you're not opening the bathhouse on a certain day, you have to wait for the stores to open. Sometimes they don't even open when they're supposed to open. Like, none of the stores are open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, except for the chicken booth. And I don't think we can buy chicken. I tried, and she kept telling me that she couldn't talk to me while she was working, which I'm really confused by because, like, I wanted to buy chicken. So that's kind of frustrating. The dialogue is kind of slow. I'll also show you washing the towels. Oh, I got a lot of towels. So here is how you start the fire. Oh, I already have one like cut from yesterday because it was getting too late, but I'll save that one. So first of all, you have to wait while you're cutting the wood. Okay, I can put it in. And yeah, it's not that long, but it adds up. And it wouldn't be that bad if I was doing something other than just pressing A. Like if it was like a mini game, or if I was meant to like do something while it was happening. But that's not the case. Like I literally just sit there and press A until it's finished. Like here we go, washing. I just sit here, hold down A. So I can only do 4 towels at a time. Oh, that one's not quite done yet. Otherwise it gets messed up. Waiting for the spirits to come in takes a while sometimes. Also, I know that they're like annoyed that I closed the bathhouse before they were done, but they leave their towels everywhere and it's so annoying. And they take a really long time to leave. Like the spirits are often there for like 2 or 3 or more in-game hours. Which makes sense for a real bathhouse, but it doesn't really make sense for a game. Also, here's something else annoying. So check the time. I'm mainly doing all my gripes now. I promise there's a lot of good things that I think about the game. Check the time, okay? I'm going to open my backpack. Just keeps ticking. Most games will pause when you're in your backpack. I'm not even sure. Here, let's see. 9:18. Open the map. Wait for a few seconds. I'm not even sure that it pauses when I have the map open. Okay, good. It does pause while you have the map open. So that's just something to note. If you need to go to the bathroom or something, don't open your bag and think, like, expect that it's going to be paused, because it's not. You have to open the map. So those were my kind of complaints about the game. The things that I didn't really love. Now, I have the things I love about this game. Okay, so I'm going to finish these towels. One, two. So the first thing I love about this game is how cute it is. Like, look at all the little details. This is the kitchen that I fixed up. Like, look how cute this is. It's adorable. It's a really cute game. These are all the baths that I, like, got reopened or whatever. Fun. This stuff's all cute. Look, I'm gonna go grab my pepper. How full is my bag? Okay. There is a bag expansion. At the beginning, it's really difficult because you only have like 9 spaces in your bag and things don't stack in this game. So that's something you need to keep in mind, is that nothing's gonna stack. It is literally just one item is one place in your bag. So that can be kind of annoying. But to be fair, the only game mechanic that it doesn't really work with is cooking. I just can't envision myself having a very easy time cooking. But you can cook from the things that you have stored in your fridge and your chest, and those items have a lot more storage in them. So that can work better. Another thing that I love is that there's a ton of mini games. So I was playing Stardew Valley, and now I have to take a few minutes and remember how to... Okay, there we go. So, there's a fishing mini game. I find fishing really difficult, and catching bugs too. Like, they're just really hard. So you have to watch the bobber, and it's gonna turn black for a second. There's no sound or anything. Okay, so here we go. This is the mini game. It's actually more difficult to do when you're talking. Like, it takes a lot of concentration. Because you're trying to beat the middle part. You see how it's like... Oh, good. Okay, I caught the fish. So, that's like a cute little mini game that I really like, but you're trying to beat the bobber it's filling up. And the way you do it is you push your mover opposite so that the hook will point at where the fish is. And then you press B really fast while it's pointing at the fish. If the fish moves, then you have to quickly move and change it so that it's pointing at the fish again. And if you get seaweed, you have to try not to turn the hook towards that one, because then the seaweed will wrap around it, and then you have to press B really fast to get it off. Which is complicated, but it's really fun. There's also a mini game where if you go to the restaurant, it's basically like Korean barbecue, where you cook your own food, and so you get more stamina refilled if you cook the food better. But it's a little complicated, and I wasn't sure how to do it. There's also a mini game for karaoke. I find that one super hard. Honestly, all the mini games are hard to me. But it's really fun that they're all mini games. A lot of the spirits, when you meet them, like the very first spirits that you meet, it's like a game of tag, basically, and you have to tag them, which is really fun. You're supposed to be able to plant things, so I feel like that might be a mini game too. I'm not really sure, but I love that there's so many just little mini games. It really adds to adds to the fun. Oh, they're in a hurry. Another thing that is really nice, let me see if I can find one of the dogs to show you. Oh, something to keep in mind. So the stamina bar that I took so long figuring out what it was is the kind of picture underneath Spring 1244 right now. And it will slowly get red and go down. And if you don't sleep soon enough, it will turn red and blink, and it goes down really fast. The interesting thing about the stamina is that stamina is that I find it doesn't go down very quickly. Like, the cooking minigame was fun to try, but I've never had to eat anything to improve my stamina. Usually the day is gone before my stamina is even close to done. Unless I'm, like, exhausted, and then it's going down, but then I need to get to the, like, my bed anyways. So I'm really usually just running to bed at that point. And it's not that hard to beat the stamina to bed. So it's not like in games like Stardew Valley, where at the beginning, like, you run out of stamina by the end of the day, or before the end of the day, and you really have to, like, eat food, especially at the beginning, to try and, like, increase it. So this is the store. Let's see what they've got for sale. So this is where you buy the shovel, the fishing rod, and the bug net. They seem to be always in stock. This is something that you need. The quest for the End 2 game is something that you need for one of the shrines. These are food, so there's certain food items that you can only buy. You can't make them, you can't grow them. So like shrimp, flour, you can only buy those. This must be more clothes. There's different maps for finding, like, hidden items. Noodles is something else that you have to buy. Beef, sesame oil. I haven't figured out what a bug trap is just yet. And this is another backpack. And you can buy recipes here. And they're pretty inexpensive, so I tend to try and get them every single time. And, like, sometimes, for instance, for one of the spirits, you have to buy a specific recipe and make it in order to get the spirit. This is the little community board that tells you, like, basically what spirits you're going after next. I need to work in my bathhouse a bit longer to get some more spirits. I already got a lot of them. Some of them are kind of difficult to figure out, so don't feel bad if you have to, like, look up online how to get the spirit, because, like, some of them are really complicated. Like, there's this one carrot spirit, and, like, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't, like, self-explanatory. You get it. You can continue talking to people, and it will continue raising their heart level until they tell you to leave them alone. Okay, so he told me to leave him alone. But for instance, the dogs, I just stood with the dogs for like a few minutes and kept talking to them and got 2 hearts, literally just like that. Because the dogs don't ever get sick of talking to you. Oh, there's the dog. Okay. I think they're doing something, so I can't talk to them now. They're like busy. But I only have 1 heart left with the dogs. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Backpack, press Y. Oh, those are all the spirits I've found. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Karaoke, I have 1 not at all because it's really hard. Okay, so here's where you can see that I have 2 hearts with the dogs. So that's just another example. Like, none of the buttons are really like what I would assume they'd be. They don't follow in line with like many other games, so it can be kind of frustrating trying to figure out what I'm supposed to press in order to pull something up. It is what it is. Insects are really hard to catch, although I'm surprised that I've caught 5. That's quite a few insects. Well, here are my lovely tips for you. So, once you get the shovel, it is really annoying to dig. I'm just gonna be completely honest, because there's thousands of places that you can dig. You could dig anywhere, really. But there's only a few places that actually have an item. I found 3 items, and I had to look up where they were. Here's your tip. If you use your spirit vision while you're looking for places to dig, it will have a kind of little glowing circle over spots where something is hidden. Oh, there's a bug. So that's a good tip, like use your spirit vision. If you get the thermos from the store and put spirit tea in it, you can carry the spirit tea with you wherever and just refresh. So you could literally just walk around the map looking for places to dig. So let me explain sleeping, since it was so difficult for me, and I want to make sure that you fully understand what you have to do. So basically, if you sleep, you have the option to choose how long you sleep for. You go to your bed, and it's going to give you this option. And you can go up to 12, down to 1. If you sleep for, I believe it is 4 or I think it's 5 hours, then your spirit vision and your energy will be refilled a little bit. If you sleep for 7 hours, for the 5 hours one, and you will feel tired 12 hours, feel exhausted 12 hours after you wake up, okay? If you sleep for 7 hours, you won't feel exhausted until 16 hours after you wake up. And your stamina and your spirit vision will be refilled completely. So basically, it doesn't matter if you sleep more than 7 hours. It doesn't benefit you, except maybe making the game go a bit faster since there's so much waiting. But if you sleep for less than 5 hours, it does nothing. Literally nothing. So when I was playing earlier and I slept for 1 hour, it didn't do anything, and that's why I got exhausted so quickly. So just something to keep in mind, that you have to sleep for 7 hours or more. My next tip, and you might have actually seen it in my bathhouse, but it doesn't really tell you this, but you can clean your bathhouse. So in your bathhouse, I'm actually going to go up and just show you exactly where it was, but in your bathhouse is hidden, let's see if I can catch this bug. I'll show you, it's really hard. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and I don't know if you noticed, but I like hit it twice. It's fine. So in your bathhouse, there is a ceiling broom and a floor broom. So you can get those. I don't actually have, oh yeah, I can show you upstairs. So they are gonna be right here. Oops. You can pick them up. I carry them in my backpack, but they will be right here. You just go, you pick them up. Then when you're ready to do some cleaning, sometimes I'll do it between spirits, or I don't know, just whenever I feel like it. So you're gonna open it. See, this is the floor broom. Oh, and this is the ceiling broom. The floor broom is more useful because the ceiling broom is for just specific cobwebs on the roof. But you're literally just gonna keep pressing B over and over again until it's clean. Isn't that satisfying? Like, look how beautiful and clean it is. So another thing that you should think about when you're playing this game is just remember, like, it's great to run the bathhouse and stuff, but don't obsess over it, because you need to be talking to people in order to get them to tell you about the spirits in order to start the spirit quests. So if you aren't talking to people, you're going to just have the exact same spirits, and some of the bigger spirits pay more and have more interesting things to do with them. So make sure you're like putting aside time to go and talk to people and not only running your bathhouse all the time. I already told you about how a lot of the items need to be bought. So for instance, the shrimp, you can't catch a shrimp, you need to buy it at the store for certain recipes, or the flour you need to buy at the store for certain recipes. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't wait. If you like need shrimp or something, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna try and catch it. Or if you need flour, you're not gonna like get a mill. It's not like Stardew in that way where like everything is self-sufficient. Like, it's more like community based. Like, you buy things from both stores. You can get milk from the convenience store, you can get rice from the convenience store, and you buy all of those items. Oh, here's a kind of annoying one that I realized. So since all the stores are closed on the weekends, you can talk to people. There's certain things you can do, but it's really difficult to complete any tasks because you might need to buy something, like for the task that I told you about where you needed to make recipes, you needed to buy a bunch of items for those recipes. So don't upgrade things on Fridays, because the other thing is that the carpenter also doesn't work on Fridays. I mean on the weekends. The carpenter also doesn't work on the weekends. So basically your bathhouse is closed because you upgraded. It is closed until Tuesday if you upgrade on Friday. So my suggestion is always upgrade like Monday or Tuesday. I thought, oh great, like I'll upgrade and it'll be done Saturday and she'll work on it. But it's not like that. It's more like real life where you actually have to like go off of their schedule. So she won't do upgrades like Saturday, Sunday, so your bathhouse will be closed a lot longer, and then everything else will be closed, so you literally can't do anything. And that happened to me, and it was just really annoying and kind of boring. Another thing that at least maybe the game hasn't told me yet, maybe it's planning to tell me eventually, but it didn't tell me about the shrines. So there's these shrines. I don't actually know what they're used for. I'm gonna head back towards my house because, as you can see, it is already 9 o'clock and I woke up at 6:30, and so if you add 16 hours to that, like, it's getting to the point where I have like 3-4 hours to get back to my house. It doesn't take that long, but you never know, and I want to show you some other stuff, so you gotta keep up with that. Also, your game doesn't save till you go to sleep. It's similar to Stardew in that way, so just keep that in mind. See, look, I'm feeling very tired. Here's one of the shrines. So these are items that you can give the shrine. See, this is the quest for the endgame too that they had at the store. Probably should have bought it, but that's okay. So now I'm feeling very tired, but I'm not exhausted just yet. I will feel exhausted after 16 hours having stayed awake. This is kind of a shortcut. You find it when you're doing one of the early tasks, so sorry if that's a spoiler, but it gets really dim in the nighttime, and I find it so hard to see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to bed, and I need to sleep. But see, this is the annoying thing, because I'm gonna sleep for 7 hours, but look, it's gonna have me in, like, 6 in the morning, and it just doesn't make sense to get up at 6 in the morning, because nothing is open. Nothing opens until, like, 10 or 11. The restaurant doesn't open until noon. It literally just doesn't make sense. So that's one of the reasons you might sleep later one day. And some of the tasks need you to be up at like 3 in the morning. So you have to like really negotiate how long you sleep for and when you sleep to make sure that you can do all the different tasks. Before I go to bed, I'm just going to show you over here the bathtub. It increases your stamina. If you watch my stamina, it's kind of slow, but it's going to slowly go up. So that is like in Stardew when you go to the spa or whatever, the bath increases your stamina. So that's kind of cool. Still kind of useless because my stamina never gets that depleted. Like, I don't know if like future in the game I'm going to have to do more and my stamina will get more depleted or something, but like stamina is just really not an important part of this game. I don't know what happens if you don't get to bed in time. Like if you pass out outside and someone steals money from, like, I don't know what happens. I've never done that. But, yeah, see, I have, like, practically full stamina now. Okay. We're gonna go to bed, for 7 hours. Make sure you actually click yes. That's my summary of my day. Okay, so the last tip I'm gonna give you, because, like, that's, like, the end of my tips. I'm gonna be done. Now, I was playing like a lot, but I kind of restarted Stardew, and now I'm kind of obsessed with Stardew, so I haven't been playing this as much anymore. But the other thing that is important to note, I was worried because there's certain items that you can steal. So for instance, there's cloud leaf that you can steal up in the top. Someone has a little garden, and it's like a leaf that you can take off a plant. In the bottom, near that like traveling cart, there's a couple bottles of rice vinegar. I stole them days ago, and it appears to have done no damage, and I used them for recipes that I needed them for. So, as far as I can tell, you are allowed to steal stuff. It is not a problem. If it can be moved, if it can be picked up, you can take it. So there's some stuff like potted flowers and stuff. If you wanted to decorate your house with them or move them around or just whatever, like, yeah, you can take stuff. It doesn't seem to have any effect on how much villagers like you or anything. So, yeah. That's basically like my whole review, my tips. I think it's a really fun game. I definitely think you should try it out if you're interested. It's not super expensive, so it's a fun little game. I really love the aspect of running your own bathhouse for the spirits. It's definitely got Spirited Away vibes in it. It's very fun. The other thing that you do, actually, that I forgot to mention, but once you finish helping a spirit or whatever, you can write your book. So the reason you're here in this town is because you're trying to write a book. And so helping the spirits gives you, and helping the people gives you like inspiration to write your book. So every time you help a spirit or whatever, you can sit down and spend 3 hours writing. And I think that you get like a certain amount of your book done throughout the whole game. And I expect the game ends when you finish your book. So that's kind of nice. Like there's kind of this long storyline to it. There's specific villagers that you help. There's kind of like a chapter by chapter, as you might have seen in the pamphlet, like a chapter by chapter of like everything that you're going to get done in the game. And so it has a lot more structure than something like Stardew or Animal Crossing, where it's just like, go, be free. Like your grandfather's going to come and judge you in 3 years, but like whatever, you can do whatever you want otherwise. This one, it's very like structured, but there's still a lot of like, you have to upgrade the bathhouse, you make your own money, you can buy furniture for your house, you can decorate and blah blah blah. As far as I know, you only upgrade the bathhouse, so that's interesting. You don't upgrade your house in any way. Your house is really not important to the game. You can't keep animals or anything like that. So it's really structured around the bathhouse, and that makes it like a really fun and interesting kind of spin off to the idea of a farming game. Like if you're sick of farming games, this is a perfect game for you. Um, I actually want to try a couple more that I've seen recently that are similar, like where you run a coffee shop or something like that. I think that'd be super fun. Another one kind of like this where you run a cafe is called Cat Cafe Manager. And that one's pretty fun. And you try and collect all the cats, and I completed that one. That one's a pretty short game though. So it depends how much playtime you really want. Like if you want to be able to play forever, then Stardew is your gal. But yeah, it does have some bugs. I had to restart one of my days and force quit because I kind of got stuck fishing. My bobber just would not come in. It didn't matter what I pressed. So that's something to be aware of if you just really hate bugs. Like, that's the only one I've come across though. So it's very possible that that was just like a one-time thing and it's not going to happen again, hopefully. Yeah, so let me know in the comments, are you excited to try Spirittea? Did something I say like resonate with you? Did you try it already? Do you have other tips or reviews? We would love to hear your thoughts on it. I think it's a really fun game. I'm really excited that kind of game makers are expanding this like idea and this theme of like cozy games, but like more than just a farming simulation. Because don't get me wrong, I love the farming stuff, but it's just we need some more stuff. I actually was thinking that it'd be so cute. I was looking for Christmas games or holiday games because I wanted to make like a list of like fun holiday games that you can play this year. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if there was like a holiday cookie decorating game or like a holiday Christmas present wrapping game? I actually did find one where it's an add-on to another game, and once you finish the other game, you can do this one and you deliver presents for Santa, which I think is super cute and really fun. So I would love to see more games like that. If any developers are listening, to like have a few more holiday games would be super fun. And just like, there's like a lot you can do with this like feeling, with these cozy game vibes. Like there's so many ideas and so many ways that you could go. So I think that'd be super fun. If you know of games like that, let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!